to KSW Pulse. KSW Pulse is the weekly show or series where we give you the news, updates, what happened on the last match, if it was a Twitch exclusive, or the next match card for the next week. Tonight will be another episode of KSW, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. But last week on March 7th, for my YouTube people who didn't get to the Twitch stream, it was Twitch exclusive, which I did not get the bat. I did not get the ad in the first KSW post because that was a last minute decision to make it a Twitch exclusive. Sorry if you were looking forward to it. But this week will be posted on YouTube. I will make sure that is posted for the most part on YouTube. And I'm gonna give you the match card. I'm gonna give you what happened last week on March 7th. I'm gonna give you the match card for tonight afterwards. All right, so the show for last week kicked off with Adonis. He was going to have his match with Braun Breaker until one of the masked men did come out and attack him. So the match was called off, but we did let Braun go scot-free. He did have a match that night. So we'll get to that, which was the main event. But after that, Bianca Belair had her match with Lash Legend, which she ended up winning. Which tonight they'll have their rematch, which I'll get into later, like I said. Well, yeah, tonight they will have their rematch. And then RVD did his open challenge for his Cyber Championship. Jeff Hardy did accept the open challenge. Fantastic high-flying match. RVD did retain and showed a little bit of respect to Jeff Hardy after the match. Then Edge came out. He wanted to address the Brock Lesnar problem. And we end up getting the return of the visionary Seth freaking Rollins, which turned into a match later that uh, later that night, as well as Tiffany Stratton coming out talking about her win against Bianca Belair. But then Nia Jax coming out stating her claims that she was the last person to beat Bianca before Tiffany. So that match is confirmed for Fire Force. But in the Seth Rollins and Edge match, Brock Lesnar did come out and proceed to attack Edge and Seth Rollins. And while Edge is not here, won't be here tonight in this KSW, Seth Rollins will be, and we'll get to that in the match card for tonight. But after that match, Imperium, who were fresh off a win against DX at Fight Forever, which we all saw, did an open challenge. And it was accepted by the Brothers of Destruction. And after a back and forth tag team match, Kane and Undertaker did beat Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Then we headed to the main event. It was Isaac, the Rage Champion, and the Dark Hammer versus the Deadlock Era, which was the tag team champions, Braun Breaker and Joel. As we know, Cody and Isaac have had their problems since Fight Forever, where Cody returned and attacked Isaac. He did it again before the match. But even with the attack, and just a brute force of Joel and Braun Breaker, Isaac and the Dark Hammer did end up escaping the cage and winning the tag team match, ended up victorious. So that was last week. Let's get into this week. Well, like I named a couple, Bianca Belair will be having her rematch with Lash Legend this week. The Dark Hammer will be making an appearance to talk about his future here at KSW. And also, like I just said, since Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax is confirmed for KSW Fire Force, Tiffany Stratton will be stepping inside the ring, but not as a competitor, as a referee to referee a match between Nia Jax and Bayley. This will also be the week of the start of the KSW Cyber Championship tournament to see who will face RVD at Fire Force for his title. So this is the first rounds. It's two matches that's happening this week. It's going to be AJ Styles versus a mystery opponent and LA Knight against a mystery opponent as well. So we'll figure out who those opponents is, and we'll figure out who will move on in the tournament. Another match that will happen that I kind of hinted at: Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar is happening tonight. Since Edge won't be here this week, not from my understanding, from what he told me, that his flight might not be here, so it will be Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. And Adonis finally gets what he wants, and now the main event of tonight's KSW, Adonis will be going one-on-one with the badass of the Deadlock era, Braun Breaker, one-on-one this time, and we will make sure that it happens. But that's the match card for tonight. That was the match card of last week that I explained in the beginning of this video. Make sure you tune into KSW tonight live on Twitch, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss out. We are headed into KSW Fire Force. We're only a couple of weeks away. And this was the second episode of KSW Pulse. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.